I'm Zahir, Kelvin Abdullah, and you are watching Nightline. The top stories. Territorial dispute over Sabah. Government will not compromise on defending country's sovereignty. And massive landslides sweep through southern Indian state, killing over 100. Multiple landslides prompted by heavy rainfall in India's southern state of Kerala on Tuesday left more than 100 people dead, dozens injured and many others trapped under debris. The landslides reportedly hit hilly villages of Wayanad district, flattening houses, uprooting trees and destroying bridges. Kerala's Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said the landslides had killed at least 106 people, adding that the death toll is likely to go up further given the number of people missing. He stated that more than 100 people were receiving treatment for injuries, while over 3,000 people have been moved to relief camps. According to officials, nearly 350 families lived in the affected region, mostly given over to tea and cardamom estates, and 250 people had been rescued so far. Rescuers were reportedly working to pull out people stuck under mud and debris, but their efforts were hampered by blocked roads and unstable terrain. Authorities have yet to determine the full scope of the disaster. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has stressed that the government will not compromise on defending the country's sovereignty and will never tolerate any demands, including over Sabah. Nevertheless, despite the long-standing territorial dispute over Sabah between Malaysia and the Philippines, the diplomatic relationship between both countries is still good.
Kerajaan Malaysia telah buat kenyataan tegas, tidak bertolak ansur. 1 inci tanah air kita tidak mungkin kita terlibat dalam apa-apa perundingan yang mempertikai hak dan kedaulatan negara. Namun hubungan diplomatik kita dengan Filipina sangat baik, dan hubungan pribadi saya dengan Presiden Bongbong Marcos juga di tahap yang sangat rapat dan akrab.
Anwar said this when launching the 2024 National Security Month celebration in Putrajaya on Tuesday. Prior to this, a video went viral on social media containing baseless, misleading content and disputing the sovereignty of the state of Sabah. Wisma Putra, in a statement on Monday, reiterated the government's long-standing position that Sabah has always been an integral part of the country since the formation of the Federation of Malaysia on September 16, 1963. This stance is also recognized by the United Nations and the international community. Meanwhile, Anwar said that the country has not faced any threats that are deemed alarming amid the territorial disputes in the South China Sea. He said that Malaysia's relations with the United States, China and other Western countries remain good, despite reports suggesting that China has sparked tensions in the strategic and resource-rich area.
Media Barat itu menekankan seolah-olah ada cetusan dan pelanggaran beberapa peraturan oleh negara China, tapi hubungan kita dengan negara China menunjukkan bahawa semua permasalahan itu boleh diselesaikan di meja rundingan secara teratur dan sopan.
The Prime Minister also reassured fishermen and anglers in the South China Sea not to worry about the reported presence of a China Coast Guard CCG vessel, particularly around Beting Patinggi Ali. Media reports said fishermen felt intimidated by the presence of the CCG ship, which made it difficult for them to carry out their activities. In another development, Anwar announced that the government is allocating an additional 100 million ringgit to beef up border security in the northern parts of the peninsula. The funds would be used to upgrade facilities at entry points in Kelantan, Kedah and Perlis. At the same event, Anwar also highlighted that cybersecurity should be a priority as Malaysia lags behind other countries, requiring improved training, expertise and collaboration with cyber intelligence agencies. The Prime Minister said that several strict measures are necessary, including new regulations aimed at tackling online crime and cyberbullying to create a safer virtual environment for users.
Ada scam yang telah mencecah lebih 2.5 bilion ringgit. Scam maknanya orang ditipu menggunakan kemudahan media sosial. Dan bila kita katakan kita harus sekat, dia kata jangan sekat kebebasan. Apakah kebebasan untuk menipu? Apakah kebebasan untuk mencuri? Apakah kebebasan untuk mendera orang sehingga orang membunuh diri? Ini hal-hal yang harus difahami oleh rakyat.
Last Sunday, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Law and Institutional Reform, Dato' Sri Azalina Othman Said, stated that new legislations to enhance digital security will include provisions related to the procedures and enforcement of a kill switch. It will be tabled in Parliament this October. In a separate event, Anwar said that Malaysia has the potential to become a maritime hub for Eastern and Western countries, given the nation's relations with many of them. The Prime Minister also believes that ports such as Port Klang and Tanjung Pelepas, which are among those emerging to be more effective and competitive, have the potential to become among the top 10 ports in the world with the support of the maritime industry.
What we need is the required support. The private sector must take the lead. And I can assure you in the part of the government, we need to do more. Yes, we have not given that sort of focus and emphasis in the past. And through Economy Madani and the new Industry Master Plan 2030, we will continue to establish good partnership with our neighbours and big trading partners.
Anwar, who is also the Finance Minister, said this during his keynote address at the 2024 Malaysia Maritime Week opening ceremony in Kuala Lumpur on Tuesday. He also pointed out that as a trading nation, Malaysian waters should continue to be a welcoming zone for all maritime industries and countries wishing to engage in trade. For the record, between 80 and 90% of Malaysia's exports are done via sea transport or the maritime industry. The Sultan of Pahang, Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah, has expressed concern that state land, particularly in Cameron Highlands, is being taken over by foreigners. The ruler stated that this problem is occurring openly due to the lack of integrity among the authorities in fulfilling their entrusted responsibilities.
Tanah di negeri ini sudah mula dijajah oleh pendatang asing secara terang-terangan. Sebagai contoh, tanah-tanah di Cameron Highlands, misalnya, yang dipajak dan disewa kepada petani serta pengusaha, tetapi kini telah disewakan kepada warga asing, demi hanya mengikut nafsu dan mementingkan wang ringgit. Kita sanggup menggadaikan integriti dan membiarkan tanah di negeri ini diratah oleh bukan pemiliknya.
Al-Sultan Abdullah said this in his royal address at the investiture ceremony of state medals and awards held in conjunction with his 65th birthday at Balai Mahkota Istana Abdul Aziz in Kuantan on Tuesday. The Sultan added that foreigners have now assumed the role of tauke, controlling supply and pricing in the agricultural sector. This has led to the formation of cartels which undermine the state's and the nation's economy. Al-Sultan Abdullah also stressed there will be no compromise on such issues and urged the state government to closely monitor these activities and implement stringent enforcement measures to prevent such occurrences in the future. Meanwhile, during the investiture ceremony, the Sultan conferred state honours to 24 recipients. Tengku Ampuan Pahang, Tengku Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria led the honours list and was conferred the Sri Setia Al-Sultan Abdullah Ahmad Shah Award along with 8 other recipients including Tengku Mahkota of Pahang, Tengku Hassanal Ibrahim Alam Shah.
uncovering Malaysia's dynamic approach to transform its industrial sector, breakthrough policy reforms and cutting-edge digital innovations. And how will these strategies propel the nation to new heights of global competitiveness and sustainable growth? Money Matters with Chairman of Khazanah Research Institute, Dr. Nung Sari Ahmad Radi, this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
The Health Ministry, MOH, has issued an order to all shops to immediately stop selling ice cream laced with a traditional cough syrup to protect consumers and public health. The ministry stated that the sale of such products was a serious violation of the Food Act, which prohibits adulteration of edible items with medicine. In a statement on Tuesday, the ministry said the directive was issued after it had reviewed the sale of the ice cream product served with a syringe containing Pei Pakua cough syrup after it had gone viral on social media. The public is also advised to be more aware of food safety issues and to always be cautious when purchasing food products that may be mixed with ingredients which are unsuitable or unsafe to eat. The ministry added that those found guilty of committing the offence could be fined not more than 20,000 ringgit or face imprisonment of not more than 5 years or both. The Dewan Negara was told that a total of 416 employers have applied to join the Progressive Wage Policy DGP pilot project so far. Deputy Human Resources Minister Datuk Sri Abdul Rahman Mohamad said this figure was recorded as of July 29 and aims to assess the employers' readiness to implement the policy and the system being set up, as well as identify any necessary improvements.
Sehingga 29 Julai 2024, seramai 996 majikan telah membuka akaun dan daripada jumlah tersebut, seramai 416 ataupun 42% majikan telah membukakan mohonan untuk menyertai projek rintis DGP.
Abdul Rahman added that the highest registrations are from the wholesale and retail trade sectors, followed by motor vehicle and motorcycle repairs, with 113 companies accounting for 27% and scientific and technical professions at 22%. The progressive wage policy is due to be implemented in October. A total of 50 million ringgit has been allocated for the Pioneer project, including incentive payments for 1,000 employers. The incentive payments are expected to be disbursed in October when they submit their claims and would benefit 20,000 workers with salaries between 1,500 and 4,999 ringgit. The government hopes that China would reciprocate the 30-day visa exemption facility that Malaysia offers to Chinese nationals by extending the same to Malaysians visiting China. Speaking in the Dewan Negara on Tuesday, Foreign Minister Datuk Sri Mohamad Hassan said that currently Malaysians are allowed to visit China without a visa for 15 days.
Kita minta supaya dia berasaskan kepada reciprocity, supaya kita bagi 30 hari, dia bagi 30 hari, supaya ia memudahkan rakyat Malaysia untuk mengadakan hubungan di antara negara China, memudahkan rakyat Malaysia untuk melawat negara China dan terutamanya mereka yang mempunyai asas perniagaan untuk ke negara China.
Malaysia granted visa exemption for 30 days to Chinese and Indian citizens visiting the country through the Visa Liberation Plan, PLV, which came into effect on December 1st last year. The move is aimed at spurring tourism and the economy in the country while not compromising the nation's security. Protests break out after Maduro's disputed election win. News from the foreign front when we return.
Bagai?
Bagai? Bagai? Oh, peraduan yang teka peribahasa.
Iya, boleh
Suka tak? Aku nak hantar penyertaan di bigtree.com.my. Mana tahu boleh menang gadget.
Jangan lupa, clue hanya di papan iklan digital Big Tree sehingga 31 Julai. Layari bigtree.com.my untuk info lanjut.
Hei, sila! Enggak harga? Balik dah. Baik. Boleh.
Mak tak tahu apa kenapa mak dibunuh. Tak ada apa yang dia ambil.
Cucu kepelisi mati ni bersembunyi di bawah katil.
Onto the foreign front, at least one person has died in protests against the election results in Venezuela, with more protests planned for Tuesday. This after President Nicolas Maduro was formally declared a winner by the country's electoral authority in a presidential race marred by accusations of electoral fraud. The death reportedly occurred in the northern state of Yacuay, although further details were initially unknown. Nationwide protests following the controversial election that handed another term to the authoritarian leader have led to violent clashes between demonstrators and security forces. In the capital Caracas, security forces deployed tear gas to disperse a large crowd of protesters, while crowds of people were seen walking down a main road, banging pots and pans as anger rose over Maduro's victory on Sunday. Maduro, who has been in power since 2013, was previously announced as the winner of the presidential election with 51.2% votes, while opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez received 44.2%. The opposition did not recognize the official result and claimed election fraud. Bangladesh's government called for a day of mourning on Tuesday for victims of violence in the nationwide unrest. Students, however, denounced the gesture as disrespectful of classmates killed during clashes with police this month. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's administration said the violence, destruction of government buildings and terrorist activities at the height of the unrest would be solemnly marked on Tuesday with prayers in mosques around the nation. However, the group that organized the initial protests, Students Against Discrimination, said the government's announcement was intended to deflect the blame for the death toll from police. Troops are still patrolling urban areas and the nationwide curfew remains in force, but the latter has been progressively eased since the start of last week in a sign of the government's confidence that it was in control. At least 205 people were killed in the violent rallies earlier this month against civil service job quotas. Thousands of Palestinians returned to their homes in the ruins of Gaza's Khan Yunis on Tuesday after Israeli forces ended a week-long incursion in the city. The 8-day-long raid in eastern areas of Khan Yunis killed at least 255 Palestinians and wounded more than 300 others, with 30 people remaining missing. After the Zionist regime left, Palestinian rescue workers and civilians collected dead bodies from the streets of the abandoned battle zone, bringing corpses wrapped in rugs to morgues in cars and donkey carts. As the Khan Yunis assault has wound down, Israel has ordered thousands of people out of homes in Al-Burej in the central Gaza Strip, launching strikes in apparent preparation for a new raid. To date, at least 39,400 Palestinians have been killed and 90,996 wounded in Israel's violent war on Gaza since October 7. The tail end of Typhoon Gemi has now hit China and North Korea with torrential rain, floods and mudslides, with dozens reported to have died. Reports early on Tuesday said that 7 people had been added to the casualty list from the previous day when a mudslide killed at least 15 people. The update brings the total number reported killed since Sunday to 22. All of the deaths in China have been recorded in Hunan province, as 3 more people were reported to be missing on Tuesday. According to local media, 4 bodies had been found in Zixing city, while the bodies of 3 other missing people were found in a village nearby. It added that the rains have damaged close to 1,000 homes, prompted the evacuation of more than 11,000 people, and caused 1,345 road collapses in Ziying. Pearly, Tina storm into quarters. Sports when we come back.
Diving deep into the business world.
With expert insights and in-depth analysis.
The latest trends and developments shaping the country, region and the globe.
Key insights into finance.
On Money Matters.
Every Saturday at 5 p.m.
on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Wanita hari ini.
Ira, perasan tak kita ni selalu suka jaga dan puaskan hati orang lain?
Betul juga tu, apa kata kita sayangi dan jadi diri sendiri.
Terung ada macam-macam jenis tau.
Jom kita masak terung.
Sekarang ni ada banyak kejadian yang tidak diingini berlaku.
Ayuh kita persiapkan diri untuk elak tragedi.
Campur tangan orang lain boleh rosakkan hubungan.
Pasti ada cara untuk elakkannya.
Dalam rumah tangga, kenalah sama-sama memberi dan menerima.
Barulah rumah tangga bahagia.
Semuanya di WHI TV3
dan stream sekarang di Tonton. Wanita hari ini.
We're back with sports football, the Super League. 2 matches were played on Tuesday night. Kuching City FC claimed a 2-1 victory against Perak FC, while Terengganu FC pulled off a 3-2 win over Negeri Sembilan FC. Negeri Sembilan took the lead in the 16th minute through Spanish forward Mika Yungko before Safawi Rashid levelled the contest just before half-time with a stunning free kick. Chukwu Chi Jioke then gave Terengganu the lead in the 49th minute just for Negeri Sembilan to draw level 4 minutes later. Akia Rashid scored the winner for Terengganu just a minute before the hour mark. The result meant Terengganu are now on 11 points in 3rd place, while Negeri Sembilan are at the bottom of the standings with 3 points. Turning to the 2024 Paris Olympics, national top women's doubles shuttlers Pearly Tan and Tina stormed into the quarterfinals after another upset victory in their last Group A match on Tuesday. The 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games gold medalists, who were in a do-or-die mission in the group of death match, had to fight closely in the first set before notching a dominating 21-18, 21-9 win against world number 9 Apriyani Rahayu Siti Fadia Silva Ramadanti of Indonesia after 45 minutes. World number 13, Pearly Tina, is the second Malaysian women's doubles pair to enter the quarterfinals of the Olympics after Woon Kei Wei, Vivian Hu at the 2016 Rio de Janeiro edition. Meanwhile, national archer Shakira Mashaik exited the stage on a heartbreaking note after losing by a single arrow in the women's recurve individual event at Les Invalides on Tuesday. Shakira, making her second straight Olympic appearance, beat Moldova's Alexandra Merker 30-27, 27-23, 26-24 in her opening round clash to advance to the top 32 stage. However, the 23-year-old's run ended in the second round after going down 5-6 to Brazilian Ana Luisa Slachticas Caetano. It will be Paris debutant Ariana Noor Dania Mohammad Zahir's turn to shoot in the individual round when she takes on Italian Chiara Rebagliati in the first round on Wednesday. Coming up next, 2 men trapped in sewer hole found dead.
Sila! Enggak harga? Beliau dah. Hai. Boleh.
Mak tak tahu apa kenapa mak dibunuh, tak ada apa yang dia ambil.
Cucu kepelasi mati ni bersembunyi di bawah katil.
Menarik sepanjang minggu.
Kes orang hilang semakin membimbangkan. Apakah langkah perlu kita lakukan?
Adakah HIV masih menjadi ancaman kepada masyarakat?
Buli cyber, apakah kesannya terhadap mangsa?
Minyak masih terpakai, inisiatif yang penting untuk menjaga ekosistem.
Soal wang membincangkan kos pengurusan jenazah.
MHI setiap Isnin hingga Jumaat 9.30 pagi eksklusif di TV3.
Juga stream melalui Tonton.
Nightline continues. Johor Police will only reveal the motive behind the July 20th abduction of 6-year-old Albertine Leo Jiahui at a shopping mall in Iskandar Putri after the completion of the ongoing investigation. State Police Chief Commissioner M. Kumar said the motive could not be disclosed yet to prevent the probe from being compromised.
Saya tidak mau mendedahkan apa-apa selagi siasatan tak selesai. Biarlah kami jalankan siasatan selesai, baru saya boleh mendedahkan maklumat seperti motif dan sebagainya. Sebab kalau saya bagi tahu awal mungkin akan mengganggu proses siasatan tersebut. Mesti ada motif. Setiap kejadian mesti ada motif yang tersendiri kan. So kita tengah siasat.
Kumar also revealed that Albertine's medical report confirmed that she did not sustain any injuries. On Monday, the remand on the 31-year-old male suspect who was arrested with the victim in a budget hotel room in Batangkali, Selangor on July 23rd was extended until this Sunday. Meanwhile, 4 other suspects detained over the kidnapping, comprising 2 men and 2 women, aged between 28 and 55, have been released on police bail after their remand ended on Friday. 2 men were found dead after being trapped in a sewer hole near SMK Paya Kamunting in Jitra, Kedah on Tuesday. Police believe that the duo, aged 31 and 27, died while attempting to steal cables belonging to a telecommunications company. Kubang Pasu Police Chief Superintendent Rodzi Abu Hassan said that based on initial investigations, the man had stolen cables from another sewage hole just before the incident occurred. The first sewer hole is located about 30 meters from where their bodies were found. It is believed that while attempting to cut the cables in the second hole, the 2 men became trapped and died from suffocation due to lack of oxygen. Their bodies were discovered by passers-by who inspected the sewer hole upon noticing that its cover was ajar. Firemen were then called to the scene to help retrieve the bodies from the 6-meter deep hole. The bodies were then sent to the Sultanah Bahia Hospital in Alustar, and the case was classified as sudden death. Police have questioned the father of a 12-year-old boy who was caught on video driving a car unsupervised. Sepang District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Wan Kamarul Azwan Wan Yusof said the 53-year-old man, who is also the owner of the vehicle, came to the district police headquarters for questioning at 11:30 p.m. on Monday. The police were alerted about the video at around 6:30 p.m. on Monday. The 1-minute and 49-second video, which has gone viral on social media, shows the underage boy going for a joyride in a Perodua Viva with his younger siblings aged 4 and 6. Based on initial investigations, the incident occurred at Taman Putra Impiana in Puchong at around 8 p.m. on Sunday. It is understood that this was not the first time the trio was seen joyriding unaccompanied in the neighborhood. Meanwhile, Bukit Aman Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department Director Dato Sri Muhammad Yusri Hassan Basri will also summon the children's parents for further investigation. The case is being investigated under the Road Transport Act for underage driving. Nearly 200,000 citizens and visitors celebrated the Torch Festival in China's Xichang in the south of Sichuan, lighting bonfires and torches to mark one of the most important traditional celebrations for the people of the Yi ethnic group. Let's take a look at the festival as we wrap up Nightline this time around. With that, I'm Zahir with Kelvin and Abdullah. Thank you for tuning in and be safe.